Are Gyrocopters any good in patch 5.0.3? Well, the stats are going to tell the story of how spectacular they've been changed. Yes, they're good, and it's not close. This isn't mere tinkering. They've been completely re-engineered. Okay, not completely. Recruited for 700 gold and 175 upkeep, you used to get 4 copters on Ultra. Now you get 12. You have 4,248 health between them, so 3,054 per entity rather than 943. This is one of the few would-be nerfs. Armor is 100, which is pretty solid. Spell resistance 35. Leadership 64, so be careful because that's low for dwarfs. Speed 105. Charge speed 90 since they're meant to stay in the air for the most part. Oh, did I mention you recruit this at a tier 2 building now? Yes, dwarfs have cavalry from here on. Air cav, right of the bearded Valkyries. Melee attack is still 30. Attack interval is still a very speedy 3.2, so a little downtime between attack animations. Large splash target size to dilute damage even against, let's say, bull centaurs. Max targets damage of 3. Melee defense is still an atrocious Stygian. Realm of Nurgle level 6. You have complained, CA didn't care. Weapon strength is still 66, split between base 50 and armor piercing 16. Charge bonus is still 25 and mass is still 700, but you have 300% the entities that you did before. Keep that in mind going forward. The big changes are with ranged. Ammunition is now 40 rather than 22 default, which gives them massive staying power even without bursts. Range is 100 rather than 75. Missile damage is 45, which looks like a nerf, but the main guns are split between 8 base and 18 armor piercing per hit, with a detonation radius of 3, a tiny 4 base explosion damage and 6 armor piercing explosion damage, but remember 12 entities. It used to be you got 37 base and 8 AP damage in a 6 meter radius, and that was effective against lower armored infantry, but 12 base and 4 AP on the direct hit was pathetic. In other words, the new version can burn heroes, lords, mammoths, and from behind steam tanks with relative impunity, and a lot more ammo to pour into that. Even if you can't finish them off, you're doing damage they will care about. Reload time is now 8, which is 1 second better, and total accuracy is 30, calibration distance 80, same as before, but calibration area is now 3 compared to 13, which means these guns are accurate, and there's 12 of them. Penetration size cap is small, so even though in theory 3 targets can be penetrated before the explosion, you're not likely to see it happen often, especially angled toward the ground mildly. But there will be limited penetration effects and they will help you. The Gyrocopters still have Gyrocopter bombs, but hey, triple the bombs versus the original. That is 12 drop from each of 2 uses. Finally, the unit is far whilst moving now, which helps enormously for skirmishing credibility. For the redline skills and the tech tree, it's like the Thunderbolt, so I won't take up too much of your time. Extra ammunition and range really does matter, so plus 20% ammo and plus 10% range at 3 pips makes tradition and innovation good. Dolby firepower increasing rank 7 copters missile strength by 12%, reload time reduced by 10%, and missile resistance 15% are fantastic for skirmishing, so you're really getting a lot. Heavy armor plating makes them even sturdier, interchangeable parts helps them recover faster from battle losses, and the improved engines providing extra speed and Vanguard deployment is really strong late game since you really notice not having Vanguard deployment earlier on. Here's where we talk about how to use the base Gyrocopters, but this is funny because there's so many things you can do with them that all I can really advise is to use them early and often. Their range actually outdoes something like Norscan hunters with javelins that can otherwise do a number on their armor. Even if they take some losses, they can do a lot of skirmishing with certain kinds of enemies, and if those enemies are taken care of, they can fire unopposed until 40 ammunition, plus boosts, is exhausted, and that's going to take a while. You aren't getting the full value unless you empty the entire supply and use them in melee at the end, but with the armor piercing from the shells actually striking, they are absolutely legitimate as sniping key targets, something completely impossible in the past. Take advantage of any opportunity to the fullest, and take what the enemy gives you, even if it's just shooting up some silver helms as they try a beautiful flanking maneuver to weaken them and slow them down. No shot that hits and explodes is a wasted shot, whether it's against goblins or black orcs. Of course, one has more value to the enemy than the other, but you are weakening the foe, and this matters. Given the new ease of recruitment and the upside, this unit is well past good. It's fantastic, and should be abused to the fullest extent possible. It has limits, but they are much higher than before, and the cost was not raised in response. The final tweak gave them a bit more health, and honestly I think that's appropriate. Strong but super flimsy wouldn't feel right. They're just somewhat flimsy if you can penetrate the armor plating, and that is fine. Take care, and have lots of fun with the new Gyrocopters. They are a joy.